Hey guys, let's do another video on how to do your virtual museum task for your history class. So HASS income. Where I left you was over here where we titled what our work's gonna be, titled where the artifact's gonna be, what the artifact looks like, and a bit of a description of the artifact. So I've put 2 sentences there. I would expect you to have another 2 sentences describing what it is about or what have you learned about it. Once you've done that, the next thing is doing another 2 of these. So altogether, you should have artifact 1. Then you're going to go new slide, new slide. So I'm going to just do it for you so you can see artifact 2. And then another slide with artifact 3. So you need to look at 3 different artifacts or record 3 different artifacts. What we are missing from the first artifact itself is a link from where you got it. So you are referring to some place that you got this information from. So I'll go back to the same website. And if you've taken it from that museum, I'll copy that and paste it on my Photoshop document. Oh, sorry, not PowerPoint document. Didn't help. Yeah. So I've placed that link or URL or web address, whatever you want to call it. I've placed it at the bottom of my slide for the artifact that has come from that website. You don't have to stick to one museum. If you want to collect 3 different artifacts from 3 different websites, you can do that. That's totally fine. All right. I'm going to talk about, I had a suggestion. What if people don't like historical artifacts? Yes, that could be the case. But let's not forget, everything has its own history. So what we're going to do now is try and find out. If I was into cars, I'll look up virtual museum tour cards from my history. So you can see that I looked it up already. I found a few websites. So carsales.com.au, a very reliable source for Australia, because you can pretty much buy your cars from here. When you're doing your essential maths assignment, this is a website I'd use with you anyway. So in this website, you've got 11 car museums you can visit from the comfort of your own home. Because of COVID-19, we can't really get out. So if you're interested in cars, you can visit one of those museums that I mentioned here. Like McLaren Technology Center. That sounds cool to me, so I'm going to go in there. I only know about McLarens from the movie Ford versus Ferrari. If you've seen it, you'll understand. It's fantastic. It's not about the car, it's more about the movie. Alright, so here you go. You can actually do a Google tour for that technology center. So it won't have a lot more than just McLarens, because it's dedicated to McLarens. You can go around at different places. I'm pretty sure Birdwood has the Motor Museum for South Australia. So this looks a lot like Birdwood without the lake there, obviously. But that looks like, if you're standing in Birdwood Museum, they've got a lot more cars and historical artifacts to do with cards. So if I wanted to use that, I'd do the same. FN and print screen on your keyboard. That copies your whole screen. You're going to go into your PowerPoint. You're going to go into your artifact 2. You're going to paste it there. And after you've pasted it, it's too big for the PowerPoint. You're going to crop it down to fit. Crop it down to fit the, so I'll probably go zoom out a bit. Again, select, double click, crop, and that lets you crop to what you want to keep, what you want to get rid of. I'm going to focus on the middle car there, and that's my artifact. Got it. Click on the side. It's all yours. Can probably get rid of the bottom bit a tiny bit. There you go. Again, nothing different from what you did before. What we're going to do is we're going to paste it there. We're going to name it to whatever the car name is. You've got to read about it if you can find it. Or you can say a car from McLaren Technology Center. If you can find information about that car, that's what you need to do. You actually need to find information and write about it over here. And then also probably grab a link for that car. This link you can copy, or you can actually go on to that and you can click on that. I think that's a bit more appropriate link for this. So this is your link, and I'll rename that McLaren. Yep, McLaren. And create a text box to write about the car itself. This car is currently placed at the McLaren Tech. You can probably talk about where the McLaren Technology Center is, what does it do. You can talk about that. If you can't find information about the car itself, feel free to talk about the McLaren Technology Center and what its uses are and when was it established. So because you're doing it for HASS, I would suggest you use the dates. So when was it established? What are the key milestones for that technology center, for example. Now, this is how you do 3 of your artifacts, and then a new slide, and I'm going to refer back to your task sheet. There's a question that you need to answer, and I'm going to copy that question over here. In today's age, it is important to have virtual tours. Why? Why not? I mean, this task was created before all this happened, COVID-19. Now it's even more relevant. Why do you have to do virtual tours when you can actually physically go? Yes, we can go physically, go down to Adelaide and look at a few museums. We can go down to Birdwood, we can look at a few museums. I remember looking at a Harley Davidson museum in Tasmania in the holidays. That was pretty cool. Not these holidays, obviously, couldn't go there. But that all is available for you. So physically we can go to those museums, but practically we can't go to every museum. We might be really interested in looking at something. We look at a virtual museum. If we really like it, and we can put it in a European trip, we might do that, but not just yet. So you got to answer that question about why is it important to have virtual tours by museums and stuff. So we'll leave it at that. This is enough work. You get started with it. Maybe give it, let's say, just answer that. And then after that, the second part of the assignment is about career research. If you were working at a museum, what job would you work at? And if you were to get to that job, what sort of qualifications would you need to get into that job? So for example, to be a curator, probably have to have a degree, depending on where you're working. Is there a degree that you have to do to get into being a curator, or is it any arts degree that can get you to do that? So that's the second part of the assignment. I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Happy learning.